Jackie, for allowing me the opportunity, and I also want to thank the Prime Minister for inviting me to be part of this very important Leadership Matters as we speak to and speak with women who have made their contributions within leadership roles within St. Kitts and Nevis. And as Mr. Minister Hamilton would have indicated just last week, we would have celebrated and recognized women for the leading role that they play in our society for the UN's International Women's Day. During that time, we also recognized, as he would have pointed out, a number of women in various fields for the contributions that they have made to St. Kitts and Nevis. And I would want at this time to congratulate those women on their achievements and for the contributions that they have made, and to let them know that St. Kitts and Nevis is grateful for the work and contributions that they continue to play within our country. We are proud to say that all women should have a future that is sustainable, peaceful, and with equal rights and opportunities for all. For me personally, I continue to be amazed with the work being done by the powerful women across St. Kitts and Nevis, and women who, even in these uncertain times, continue to open their new businesses and continue to be leaders within their communities. And while we recognize the women in leadership across the world on International Women's Day, we must also remember the women in our own communities that are achieving an equal future here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Women who are taking bold steps in reshaping their own lives, their own communities. Women who are reshaping what we consider to be the ideal career paths, and who are willing to speak their truth while doing this. I, for certain, am proud to be part of a government that is committed to true equality for women here in St. Kitts and Nevis. I would say that prior to the COVID pandemic, there were more jobs and more opportunities for women here in the Federation, particularly our young women. There were more women at work at a time than any other time in our recent history. Yes, COVID did set our economy back, but we are building, and we are rebuilding strongly. And I must add that women are in sharp focus as we rebuild. This is evident in the ongoing Taiwanese-funded project, Economic Empowerment of Women. And this particular project provides technical assistance for women's employment and entrepreneurship and financial inclusion in St. Kitts and Nevis. The idea is to be able to support boosting the economy after the pandemic and maintaining social stability through strengthening women's economic empowerment. And I see these women day in and day out doing their various training and courses at the National ICT Center. I see them involved and engaged and happy to be a part of this. And I am certain that coming out of this project, we're going to see even more women in leadership role, even more women starting their own business, and women, as I said, being in the focus as we rebuild a stronger St. Kitts and Nevis. This year, as the minister would have indicated previously, the theme for International Women's Day was Gender Equality Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow. And according to the UN Women, the year 2022 is considered to be pivotal for achieving gender equality in the context of climate change and environmental and disaster risk reduction, which are some of the greatest global challenges of the 21st century. And it is their thought that without gender equality today, a sustainable future and an equal future remains outside of our reach. This year in particular, I'm sure we can all remember that countries were encouraged to promote the campaign theme of breaking the bias. And we know that biases, whether deliberate or unconscious, makes it difficult for women to move ahead in their careers and even in their personal lives. And so this campaign pushed and focused and had us consider biases in three main areas. They wanted us to think of a world free of bias, stereotypes, and discrimination. They wanted us to think of a world that is diverse, equitable, and inclusive. A world where difference is valued and celebrated. And so, as this campaign came to an end, because we saw everyone speaking about it during that day, but we don't want it to just be words. We want this campaign to be now turned into action. And so I'm calling on all of my women folk in St. Kitts and Nevis, so let us focus on what that team really means, and let us be the ones to ensure that we do break the biases, that we do our part. Let us be the ones making sure that we do not continue the stereotypes. Let us be the ones to be pushing and agitating for diversity and inclusiveness. Let us be the ones celebrating women and celebrating difference and values that they bring. So my challenge for us as women is to know that the day is over. Let us put our words into action and ensure that we continue on that path to breaking the bias. Right here in St. Kitts and Nevis, we do have women who have been successful in many areas. And we can think about the COVID-19. Of course, as Minister of Health, I will speak about the women who have been on the front line for this entire time, making sure that we are safe. During that time, there was nothing that existed that was biases, discrimination, stereotypes. All we saw was individuals working hard to ensure the safety of our people of St. Kitts and Nevis. These women fought day and night. These women made sure that we continued to function, our economy continued moving and functioning. And the Prime Minister would have mentioned our Financial Secretary, who is a woman, who had to ensure, even within the past 2 years, that she kept our economy going, that she kept the finances of the country in order. And then I can talk about the Chief Medical Officer, who was the one who was challenged to make sure that we were kept safe and healthy. Women who continue to lead, women who continue to do their part. I can speak about our nurses, most of whom are women, and who continue to do their best as well to keep us all safe, healthy, and who have been working tirelessly. And again, no thought of biases, no thought of stereotype. All we saw were individuals who continue to work day in and day out to keep us healthy and safe. That is what we talk about when we talk about breaking the bias. Removing everything that makes us see women in one light and now seeing them as leaders, as the ones continuing to push us forward, as the ones continuing to keep us safe, as the ones continuing to keep our economy going and going strong. Well, we have made a start on creating a more equal society where everybody has the opportunities to succeed. There is still much more that needs to be done. As we look to build a stronger, safer future for St. Kitts and Nevis, we can only achieve this with the talent, the experience, and the ambition of our strong women here in our federation. And we are joined tonight by some very strong women who you will hear from shortly. And I'm looking forward to hear from them and their experiences as well. There's so much that we can learn from each other as women. And there's so much that we can do to continue to support each other as women. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And as Minister of Health, ICT, Entertainment, Entrepreneurship, and Talent Development, I am committed to ensuring that our women have every opportunity to lead our nation to a brighter future. Thank you. I look forward to the questions and to continuing to engage with callers at that time.
Thank you so much for that.